Listen to me carefully, because this is going to sting a little bit. If you keep lowering your standards for men, if you keep bending over backwards, trying to make a man love you, you will always be the woman who gets walked on, used, and thrown aside. I am not here to sugarcoat the truth. I'm here to wake you up. You've been lied to about love. You've been told that if you're just nice enough, or patient enough, or understanding enough, a man will magically fall in love with you. But that's not how the male brain works. And until you stop playing weak, you will never see a man's full devotion. Men don't fall in love the way women do. Women get swept away by feelings, romance, fantasy. Men, they fall in love differently. Men fall in love through respect, through desire, through seeing you as a woman they cannot replace. And if you don't understand this, you will keep wasting your life begging for scraps of affection from men who never truly loved you in the first place. So today, we're breaking it all down. The psychology of how men fall in love. I'm going to give you 7 truths, 7 points, that will make you rethink everything you've ever believed about love. And I'll warn you right now, this is not for weak women. This is for women who are ready to wake up, take back their power, and finally understand how to stop chasing men and instead make men chase them. 1. A man falls in love with a woman he respects, never the one who chases him. I see too many women today acting desperate, lowering themselves just to get a man's attention. You double text. You rearrange your whole life just because he suddenly had time. You forgive disrespect because you're terrified of losing him. Do you know what a man sees when you behave like that? Not love. Not loyalty. He sees weakness. And weakness does not inspire love in the male brain. It inspires contempt. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, said, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." Let's flip that. Waste no more time wondering what a good woman should do to get a man to love her. Be one. And a good woman never chases, because she knows her worth is not measured by a man's attention. Think about history. Cleopatra wasn't chasing Julius Caesar or Mark Antony. She made them come to her. She carried herself like a queen, because she was one, and men risked their empires for her. Do you see the difference? When you respect yourself so deeply that you refuse to run after a man, you trigger something primal in him. You force him to step into the role of the pursuer. And that is where his love begins. Do you want to know why so many men today date a woman for years but never marry her? It's because she's too available. She gave him everything, her time, her body, her loyalty, without making him earn it. And here's the brutal truth. Men do not value what they do not work for. Respect is the doorway to love. And respect starts with you. Respect your time. Respect your boundaries. Respect your body. If a man does not treat you like the treasure you are, stop handing him access to you. Pull back. Watch how his brain suddenly wakes up, because the male brain falls in love, not when he is comfortable, but when he is challenged. So let me ask you, are you the woman he respects or the woman he just uses? The answer lies in whether you're chasing or being chased. 2. Men fall in love with consistency, not chaos. Now this is going to be tough for some of you to hear. Too many women confuse drama with passion. You think if you make him jealous, if you play games, if you test him constantly, you'll keep his interest. But here's the reality. You don't keep a man by making him exhausted. Men fall in love when they find peace, not when they're trapped in a storm. Seneca once wrote, "A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials." That's true for a man's character, but it does not mean he wants endless trials in his relationship. A man's heart opens when he realizes that being with you makes his life better, not harder. Let me put this in movie terms so it sticks. Remember in the notebook. Yes, I'm going there. How Noah fought for Ali. Why did he love her so deeply? It wasn't because she was screaming, playing games, or making him chase in circles. It was because even though they had challenges, she represented real connection, stability, and something worth building a life around. She wasn't chaos. She was meaning. The male brain craves that kind of consistency. A man doesn't fall in love with the woman who constantly tests his patience, creates unnecessary fights, or plays hot and cold like a child. He falls in love with the woman whose presence gives him strength. A man could have 10 women who excite him, but he will only stay loyal to the one who calms his soul. But don't confuse consistency with passivity. Being consistent doesn't mean you let him walk all over you. It doesn't mean you accept crumbs. It means you are stable in your self-worth, stable in your boundaries, and stable in your energy. He knows who you are. He knows what you stand for, and that steadiness makes him trust you. And trust is what makes his love deepen. Look around you. How many men have left dramatic, exciting women to settle down with someone who brought them peace? That's not weakness. It's biology. The male brain bonds when it feels safe. Not smothered, not suffocated. Safe. So let me challenge you right now. Are you peace, or are you chaos? Are you the storm that drains him, or the calm that makes him strong? Because one will make him run, and the other will make him stay for life. And that, my friend, is the beginning of the truth about how men fall in love. It's not about who texts first, or who posts the thirstiest picture, or who sacrifices the most. It's about respect and consistency. If you don't have those, you will never have his heart. But we're not done yet. We've only scratched the surface of the psychology of the male brain in love. And if you thought this was intense, just wait. Because most women will click away the moment they feel uncomfortable. That's why they'll stay stuck in dead-end relationships while you, if you actually absorb this, will finally understand how a man's brain works when it comes to love. We've already laid the foundation: respect and consistency. Without those, you don't even make it past the starting line. But let's go deeper. Because the psychology of the male brain in love has layers, and if you don't learn them, you'll keep confusing lust with love and attention with devotion. And that's why so many women today are lost. 3. Men fall in love when they admire your independence, not your dependency. Listen closely, because this is the point that modern women keep getting wrong. You think men want a woman who needs them. Wrong. Men fall in love with a woman they admire. A woman who has her own life, her own vision, her own backbone. Do you know what dependency looks like to a man? It looks like a child. It looks like someone he has to babysit, not a partner he can respect. And I don't care how much he sleeps with you. If he sees you as dependent, he will never see you as his equal. And if he doesn't see you as his equal, he will never love you the way you deserve. Look at Stoic philosophy. Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." The same applies to women. If you are not the master of yourself, your emotions, your finances, your standards, then you are not free. You are a slave to his approval. And that slavery kills love before it even has a chance to grow. Think about movies. In Legally Blonde, Elle Woods didn't win respect by crying for Warner's attention. She won it when she became her own woman, when she chased her own dreams, when she proved she didn't need him to define her. And what happened? Every man in the story who ignored her before suddenly saw her differently. That's not just Hollywood. That's psychology. Men fall in love with women who inspire them. When he sees you chasing your goals, standing on your own feet, holding your boundaries, his brain registers, she is valuable, she is rare, she is not replaceable. Dependency makes you replaceable. Independence makes you unforgettable. But let me warn you, independence does not mean arrogance. Too many women swing the other way and become cold, detached. I don't need a man robots. That's not inspiring. That's repelling. Independence means you want a man, not need one. And that's what makes him fall. Because when he knows you can walk away, when he knows you have options, when he knows you are whole without him, his love for you grows stronger. So ask yourself, are you leaning on him like a crutch, or are you standing tall beside him like a queen? Because one makes him bored, and the other makes him obsessed. 4. Men fall in love with the woman who challenges them, not the one who worships them. This one is crucial. Too many of you worship men like they're gods. You pedestal them. You act like just being chosen by him is a blessing. Do you understand how pathetic that looks to a man? Why would he love a woman who has no standards, no resistance, no challenge? He won't. He'll use her. The male brain is wired to value what he earns. A man can sleep with 100 women who throw themselves at him, but he will only love the one who challenges him to rise, the one who makes him prove himself, the one who doesn't just accept any nonsense. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "It is not death that a man should fear, but he should fear never beginning to live." Do you know when a man really begins to live? When he is forced to rise for something meaningful. And in love, that something is a woman worth fighting for. Look at history. Think about Helen of Troy. Men didn't burn cities for her just because she was beautiful. They burned them because she was unattainable, because she represented a prize worth everything. That's the power of being a challenge. Even in modern movies, this theme repeats. In Pride and Prejudice, Mr. Darcy didn't fall for Elizabeth Bennet because she worshipped him. He fell because she challenged him, called him out, refused to just melt at his feet. And that shook his pride. That challenge turned into love. But let me make this practical for you. Being a challenge doesn't mean playing stupid games like not answering his calls or pretending you're busy when you're not. That's childish. Being a challenge means holding your standards no matter what. It means if he disrespects you, you walk. If he wants your time, he earns it. If he wants your love, he proves his worth. That's how a man falls. Because here's the secret. Men don't fall in love when you make things easy. They fall in love when they feel like they had to become better to deserve you. And if you're not raising that bar, don't complain when he walks away. You handed him everything on a silver platter. So ask yourself, are you the woman who forces him to rise, or the woman who makes him sink into laziness? Because one gets love, the other gets used. 5. Men fall in love with the woman who knows how to be feminine, not the one who competes with him. This is going to trigger some of you, but it needs to be said. Too many modern women think they need to compete with men to prove their worth. You try to outman the man. You want to dominate him, control him, show him you don't need him, and then you cry when he pulls away. But here's the truth. Men don't fall in love with competition. They fall in love with contrast. A man's brain bonds to a woman who embodies femininity, because that balance makes him feel whole. Seneca once said, "We are members of one great body." Do you know what that means in love? It means men and women are complementary, not identical. When you try to compete with a man, you turn the relationship into a battlefield. But when you embrace your femininity, your softness, your warmth, your intuition, you create harmony. And harmony is what makes a man's love deepen. Look at movies again. In Titanic, Jack didn't fall for Rose because she was competing with him. He fell for her because she was vulnerable, graceful, radiant. And yet she was strong in her own way. She challenged him, but she also let him lead when it mattered. That's the balance. Femininity is not weakness. It is power in its purest form. Do you know why Cleopatra could bring men to their knees? It wasn't because she tried to be a man. It was because she mastered her feminine energy, charm, grace, allure, emotional depth, and men who would not bow to kings bowed to her. But let me be clear, femininity does not mean submission. It does not mean silencing yourself or tolerating disrespect. It means embracing what makes you different from a man and using it as power, not pretending it doesn't exist. Here's the psychological truth. Men bond emotionally when they feel like protectors, providers, leaders. And when you embrace your femininity, you allow him to step into that role, not because you need him, but because you understand that his masculine energy and your feminine energy create an unstoppable force. That polarity is what fuels attraction. Without it, love dies. So stop trying to outdo him. Stop competing with him. Stop thinking your strength lies in being a man's clone. Your strength lies in being unapologetically feminine. That is what will make his heart yours. Not forever chasing, not desperate dependence, not chaos. Femininity. Now, do you see what's happening here? We've pulled back the curtain on the male brain in love. We've gone through 5 points: respect, consistency, independence, challenge, and femininity. And already, you should be seeing why so many women today are struggling. Because everything society tells you to do, chase men, play games, worship them, compete with them, is the exact opposite of what actually makes a man fall in love. But we're not done. There are still 2 more truths you need to hear. 2 more points that will tie everything together and show you the full picture of male psychology in love. And these final 2, they're going to cut deep because they reveal why men stay in love or why they leave you for someone else. So if you're brave enough to handle the final wake-up call, keep watching, because the eye will shake you to your core. Because I know most women checked out the moment they realized this wasn't some soft little pep talk about just be yourself and love will find you. This is real talk. This is about understanding the male brain in love, not fairy tales. And by now, you've seen the truth. Men don't fall in love with desperation, chaos, or worship. They fall in love with respect, consistency, independence, challenge, and femininity. But we're not done yet, because even with all of that, there are still 2 final truths. 2 things that determine whether his love grows stronger every day, or whether it fades until he's gone. And these 2 points? They're what separate the women men never forget from the ones they toss aside without a second thought. 6. Men fall in love with a woman who makes him feel alive, not the one who drains him. Listen carefully. A man may respect you, he may admire you, he may even desire you. But if every time he's around you, he feels drained, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, he will not stay. Love doesn't grow where life is being sucked out. The male brain bonds through dopamine and oxytocin, the chemicals of joy, excitement, and connection. When he associates you with energy, with vitality, with life, he falls harder. But when he associates you with endless complaints, bitterness, or nagging, his love begins to rot. Look at history. Why did Antony risk everything for Cleopatra? Because she didn't just give him affection, she made him feel alive. She embodied passion, mystery, energy. Being with her wasn't just about comfort. It was about feeling more alive than he ever did alone. That's the power of a woman who doesn't drain, but ignites. Or look at movies. In Jerry Maguire, Dorothy didn't trap him with desperation. She made him feel like his life had meaning, like she amplified his existence. That's what pulled him back when everything else crumbled. Now don't twist this. Making a man feel alive doesn't mean you need to perform or be some kind of entertainment machine. It means you cultivate your own joy, your own growth, your own spark. When you're lit up by your own life, your energy feeds his. When you're empty, bitter, and resentful, you suck him dry. Seneca said, "As is a tale, so is life. Not how long it is, but how good it is what matters." Apply that to love. It's not about how long you sit by his side, it's about how good, how vibrant, how alive those moments feel. So I'll ask you this, when he's around you, does he feel drained or alive? Because the answer to that question decides whether his love grows or dies. 7. Men fall in love with a woman who embodies loyalty and strength, not blind devotion. This is the final piece. Men don't fall in love with women who are just there. They fall in love with women who stand strong beside them, who are loyal without being naive, who are committed without being weak. Blind devotion is not love. It's desperation. Too many women give blind devotion to men who haven't proven themselves. You defend him even when he's wrong. You stay loyal even when he disrespects you. You sacrifice everything while he gives you nothing. And then you wonder why he doesn't love you. Here's the truth. The male brain is wired to cherish what is rare. Loyalty is only valuable when it comes from a strong woman who could walk away, but chooses to stay because he's earned it. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." Do you know what that means here? It means your loyalty reflects the quality of your standards. If you stay loyal to a man who mistreats you, your soul is dyed with weakness. But if you stay loyal to a man who honors and respects you, your soul is dyed with strength. And men see that. Think about Gladiator. Maximus loved his wife, not because she was blindly devoted, but because she was strong, honorable, and loyal in a way that matched his own integrity. That kind of loyalty, a man never forgets it. And this is what separates women who inspire lifelong love from women who get discarded. Weak devotion is everywhere. Men can find it in 1,000 women who will do anything just to keep them. But loyalty with strength, loyalty that says, "I choose you, but I will not lower my standards for you," that is rare. And that rarity is what makes a man fall in love so deeply he never recovers. So here's your final test. Are you loyal because you're scared to lose him? Or are you loyal because he has proven himself worthy of your strength? If it's the first, you're weak. If it's the second, you're unforgettable. And that, my friend, is the complete truth about how men fall in love. Not through pity, not through desperation, not through constant drama. Men fall in love through respect, consistency, independence, challenge, femininity, vitality, and strong loyalty. 7 points that, if you live them, will transform the way men see you, and more importantly, the way you see yourself. But let me leave you with this. Stop lowering yourself. Stop begging for crumbs. Stop acting like love is something you have to chase. You are the prize. You are the one who sets the standard. And the moment you start acting like it, men will treat you like it. Marcus Aurelius also said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." Let me add, the happiness of your love life depends on the quality of your standards. Raise them, hold them, and watch how men rise or disappear. And if you found this to be the wake-up call you needed, then don't just sit there. Take action, apply this, and make sure you subscribe, because I'm not here to play games with you. I'm here to make you stronger, wiser, and unstoppable in love and in life. Now go. Respect yourself, embody your strength, and never, ever forget, the male brain only falls in love with the woman who refuses to be anything less than a queen.